and the Maize and Blue review. That's Jim Scarcelli. I'm Dennis Fithian. We're ready to kick things off with just 3 weeks to go in Michigan's regular season. Get into November. Scar, great to see you. How are you?
Denny, it's just the Michigan fans, it's like you think about where we've been for the last 3 years, winning and optimism. And to think that, and it's hard mentally to accept this, that we are a 5-4 football team. And we are going to be a 14.5-point underdog going to Indiana. I mean, it's hard to comprehend that. Anyway, that's just kind of where we're at, man. And we just got to have faith, man. That's where we're at.
Yeah, last year and then the couple years before that, it brought back memories of a long string of years where the expectation was playing for the Big Ten championship and then possibly playing for a national championship. There were most of the years that Bo, close to 50, Bo and when Lloyd and Gary Moeller were the head coaches, you thought that was a real chance. And then they had the down years with Rich Rod and Hoke. And now this year feels like those years. And so it doesn't mean that they are, but that's how this season has gone. I thought that this last game was the most, I don't want to say depressing, but I'd say discouraging in that the coach, Oregon looked good, but the coaches from Michigan, they had their worst game this season through all the different things of the process and all the different things that you have to go through with a game. They didn't have a good game.
Yeah, Oregon is good, Denny. Oregon is one of the teams. They are the blueprint of what college football. You want to lead and win in college football now? That guy's the blueprint, okay? His whole D-line was transfers. Guys got transfers everywhere.
Yep.
And you know what? He hurt some feelings of some kids that were highly recruited that were thinking they were going to be up on deck, ready to go. And guess what? Old Dan said, the hell with that. It's about winning. And he's got that pocketbook. I've been to Oregon. They got money. They got Nike. And he brought quarterbacks in. He brought players in. And facility, and all those, it matters, Denny. And you got to be, we talked about it. We're going to beat it up. Sharon Moore, he knows what he did. He knows what he has to do to compete with Ohio State, Oregon, and these people. And we just can't let it happen, man, because you got to go out and we got to go get the best players from the best defensive tackles from the MAC conference. Just like, Signetti is another guy, Danny. Everybody, all these schools are going to be looking at, they want the next Signetti. Florida's going to be hiring a coach, and that's what they're looking at. Because, when I was coming up, facilities were the thing, right? Michigan was the first team to have an indoor practice building, to not have to practice in the snow and the crummy weather. Those things matter in recruiting. And obviously now it's about money and those things, but you better make sure our coach has the pocketbook, and he better make the right decisions, because Oregon, I mean, the athleticism at the receiver position was obvious. The quarterback play, a 6-year kid, was obvious. The running back, they had better players in a lot of positions. Okay, they did not have small defensive linemen. Those guys were all proven studs. Their offensive line was huge, athletic. It was an Alabama type talented football team that we lost to.
Well, in Alabama, when Nick Saban retired, their first choice wasn't Kalen DeBoer, although it seemed like that because he got in there so fast. It was actually Dan Lanning, who they made an overture to, and he turned him down. It shows you part about how in demand he was, and then what you were just talking about, everything that he has surrounding there in Eugene, especially that money from Phil Knight, which comes in pretty handy. Yeah, well, Michigan, apparently it looks like they are jumping in. They're changing their overall philosophy when it comes down to how they're bringing in players and how they're going to get them. And we see that with how they're recruiting Bryce Underwood, because they know they have to bring multi-million dollars to the table before they ever even set foot or throw a pass in Ann Arbor. And that's a total departure from where things went. But I don't, Scar, were you not discouraged with how the operation and the mechanics of things went?
Oh yeah, Danny. Let me just say this: for 3 years, I've been sitting here for the majority of the games that we won. You heard me say the term "we out-program people."
Yeah.
Right. Many times you heard me say we out-programmed them, we outlet them. Our coordinators were better. Our strength coach was better. Our training team was everybody was better. Right. Our recruiting was better. Well, we got out-programmed. Okay. They had better players. They were bigger, stronger. They out-coached us. They out-schemed us. And that's what it was. And it starts from the top, man. You know, it starts from the top, and that's just how I see it right now. And I will be the first one to say this. When Sherrone Moore gets this thing going, I will be praising him the same way I praise Harbaugh about out-programming people and out-leading people. But he knows he knows the mistakes he made and what we got to, you know, what in terms of getting. You know, we got to go get the players, man, because when we look at this film and the first series they were on defense, it hit me right in the face when I saw the size and athleticism of their players. And then these guys making all these freak catches, you know, the receiver position was obvious. They had better players than us.
Yeah, and they lost their top receiver, Tez Johnson.
Yeah, transfers. All these guys were transfers. So, you know, if that's what college football is, you can't say, woe is me, and say, you know, we want to do what Dabo's doing over at Clinton. Forget that, man. Okay, so anyway, that's where I'm at, man.
Yeah, as far as Sherrone Moore today, he said a lot of what, I mean, he is a coach, so you'd expect him to say a lot of things that a coach would say about where they're at right now, that they're just going to continue to fight. He did admit, man, they got to get this 6th win. The 6th win's very important. Of course, they have 3 games to get 1 win, so they'll be bowl eligible. And he was leaning on that his guys never quit, and he liked that part. And, you know, the players, they admitted, you know, losing sucks, but they thought the morale was good. And, you know, Gio El-Hadi said today, you know, they're just dying to get wins, you know, because it hurts to lose, but they're competitive, and they are they know there's a standard, and they're talking about getting that standard back. That's everything that the players and the coach had to say today. Well, Indiana is averaging, 47 points a game. They spotted Michigan State 10 points and then ripped off almost 50. They're as impressive as you get. If you just look at the numbers, they look like they're, you know, a legit college football playoff team. Of course, and they're undefeated. So there you go, Scar. What you impressed by the coach?
Oh yeah, they're, you know, the guy. Listen, man, we talked about him. He's 3-0, proven leader at 3 different spots before he came to Indiana. Proven winner, worked under Saban. You know, put the pieces together, put the puzzle together. Most of those players left when he got the job, but he was able to, you know, pluck and get the guys he wanted. He's got a great quarterback, big, tall kid, athletic enough, accurate passer. You know, big. He was the MAC Conference Player of the Year, the quarterback, and he's good and he's accurate. And, you know, Denny, I remember watching, because we went over there everybody's spring, the ones that were on TV. We talked about the spring football games during the springtime. Me and you reviewed it. We looked at some film. I remember looking at Indiana, and I said, man, this team is very, very well coached. I just saw you know, they were scrimmage against each other, but they were executing. I just saw a team defensively that, you know, I didn't think they had the talent. Okay. But they got some good players. You know who's running their defense, Denny, is a Brady Hoke linebacker, guy that played for Brady at Ball State. He's been in coaching a while. But listen, they're a legitimate both sides of the ball football team. They're damn good on defense too. They are damn good on defense. They play smart. They don't beat themselves. You know, they got a run game. The guy puts you in a lot of conflict with what they do on offense. You know, Michigan State was turnovers and played. I don't know. I expected them to play like they played against Iowa, but Danny, this is a winnable game, man. You know, Washington battled them in there. We get good quarterback play. Our guy didn't make any huge mistakes. He had the one little bump on the elbow, dropped the ball and got it, but he made plays. Our quarterback made plays. We got to help him with our coaches have to help our scheme offensively and do things to put their defense in conflict. And then our defense has to play a great game. Just this, they got good players. They don't have great, this ain't Ohio State, Oregon talent. It's good talent, but it's not Texas, Oregon type of talent that we faced. It's good talent, very well coached. And, we got to outcoach them. We got to outplay them.
Yeah, if you're going to beat a team like Oregon, and I guess we'll say Indiana, when you get a chance where you get Tyler Morris down there by the goal line, he's got to go up, and if the ball's close, and you're going to get your hands on it, you got to make a play like that. And, maybe Michigan, if they get a 4th and 1 in a big-time game like Oregon, maybe they should be going for it. Also, having 12 men on the field, I don't think they got caught with their pants down. This season, that was the first time, but they did on Saturday. But they need to look at themselves in the mirror when you got a guy lining up over center on special teams. They got to have somebody in the booth. You got to call a timeout. I mean, that's going to be a penalty. That's a turnover.
Yeah, that was. I got that play on film. We're going to discuss it.
Good.
That's all about the head coach, man. It all trickles down. Okay, all that stuff trickles down. I'm gonna cover it. Listen, a head coach. You don't run the defense. You don't run the offense. You don't run the special teams, but you damn well know exactly what's going on in every phase of the game. Everything that's going on, you know what's going on. I got guys that coach college football, and my buddy Mike Mallory, he told me that, he was a defensive coordinator for many people. He would have to show the head coach the game plan defensively and get the approval from the head coach. I always used to have discussions with my guys, but there's an approval of everything of what we're doing in all phases of the game plan to beat the opponent. Anyway, we'll look at that play, Denny. That's all about coaching, man. That's a little thing that those are little things, man. And that was a huge. We were in that game, man. We were down, I think, 11 at that time. That was a stop. We finally got a stop, just a backbreaker, man.
Yeah, and that's the discouraging part. I think if you're a Michigan fan, you get when we could, I've been crying about it, and how the indecisiveness, how they played the quarterbacks. I know you like that, but a lot of people, I thought Saturday was exhibit A why you don't do things like that, and with a first time head coach, with guys that have never played before. But they look like they were scrambling, and it didn't look like a very well-run outfit. And when you got Gary Danielson, Gary Almighty, who, he's kind of a perfect announcer and perfect, like he thinks he's a perfect announcer, but you screw up out there, he's going to let everybody know. And he was letting everybody know that. And, there have been people that have told me, if Jim Harbaugh was still a head coach, they'd have won that game. But Jim Harbaugh, they wouldn't have been getting flagged for a guy over center. Jim Harbaugh, I don't know if challenging. I know he would have known the rule about the challenge on the Loveland play. I don't know. If you didn't get to look up in the booth on the play where the ball dropped, I would say obviously. I mean, that's on the Big Ten and the review and everything else. But what Harbaugh would have done is somebody would have said, "We've got clear visual evidence." And he would have been on those refs' ass the rest of the half for a makeup call. And I don't know if Sharon Moore, whatever his makeup is, I don't know. But Harbaugh would have wanted that to he would have wanted some evening out with the refs, and he would have been on them about that right from the jump. So I don't know. I don't know if they would have won the game or if it wouldn't have mattered, but it's just discouraging again how, the coaches, they had their worst game. All of them.
Well, Danny, they were the number one team in the country.
Yeah.
And for a reason, so it's not like we lost to some untalented, unathletic, poorly coached team, but we did some good things, but not enough. And you can't make mistakes against a team like that.
That's true. There you go. All right. Anything else that jumped out to you over the weekend that you want? Ohio State, they always beat Penn State, and they kind of beat them the way they usually do. In a game where Penn State had their chances, but they got down. They got their new offensive coordinator and kind of looked like I say same old Penn State, but the same old Penn State when they play Ohio State. They always lose to them.
Then it just gets back to the ability to have a quarterback with the ability to run is such a factor. I mean, Gabriel is so accurate. This kid made no mistakes. He runs just good enough. You watch Iowa now scoring points. Why is Iowa scoring points? Cade's on the bench. Iowa's scoring points. The quarterback is a little bit athletic. Ohio State got a quarterback a little bit, athletic. And, I would never recruit a quarterback that can't run like 4.6 or better, because it's such a factor. It's such a factor in so many games. Keeping a third down, converting a third down, avoiding the rush. It's just such a fact. And I thought that was a huge factor in that game. Ohio State said, you know what, we're going to run our guy. He made plays with his legs. They got, they ran the ball. It was, Ohio State's better. Ohio State's a better football team.
Yeah, James Franklin was crying after the game about NIL, about Penn State's NIL, kind of blaming the fans, and he was yelling at the fans as he was leaving the stadium, which was a bad look for him. But Penn State's got outstanding players on defense, and they got two really good running backs. The quarterback, I think it was a 5-star guy, Aller, and he didn't look like it last year, but he's played better this year. But they don't have any wide receivers. I mean, they got a big fullback who's their best wide receiver, maybe their best quarterback too. I don't know.
Did James Franklin actually make mention of NIL publicly? Like he doesn't have the firepower NIL wise. Did he say that?
I was listening to a college football pod, and they said that he was crying about NIL afterwards. Now, so I don't have the exact quote, but these are also guys that are not.
Yeah, Denny, listen, man, I know what it is to coach and maybe not have the facilities or resources as the enemy, and it's tough. I understand where he's coming from, because high school coaches deal with the same stuff, but
did you tell him afterwards, Scar, that, hey, if we had the resources that Marine City did, we'd be undefeated every year?
Oh, those guys were just great coaches, man. Best coach program I've ever faced. They've been doing it for 30 years.
Yeah. I know that where I went to, Livonia Franklin, but our it wasn't like we can't recruit like CC or play in the country club atmosphere that CC has. CC's paying their players to come in. CC's got home and away.
You're right. Benny, Signetti, what he's doing at Indiana, is what you're supposed to do on a budget. He did it on a budget. Dan Lanning and Ohio State are doing it with silver spoons, man, with a big time budget. Signetti did it on a budget. That's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, and Signetti is one of the big stories of college football this year. It was the game before last I was watching, and they were like, Signetti demanded that Indiana make improvements with their weight room, but they were showing the weight room. It was like, okay. But the big thing, he brought all those players from James Madison, and they look pretty good, and he's got a good quarterback, as you mentioned.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm Danny. We're ready. You ready to get on the film?
I am ready. I want to tell everybody that the film that Scar is presenting is being telestrated on Quick Cut. And if you want to telestrate like John Madden, like John Gruden, like you see him, or Scar, you're in right here that you're looking at, well, go to Quick Cut and get that done. And Scar, with that, we can bring the film up and we can get into it. I know you talked about that first play. I can't wait.
Yeah, I just looked at these 4 dudes right here, and I'm like, okay, you can just see them. I've seen them on film, but these are proven big, tough dudes. I could see Alabama always the first play of the game where we lined up against. I could see it, and we lined up coming out. We did something different. We kind of lined up in a spread 22. We put him in motion here. We did that the first series because Oregon does a lot of that. They spread out tight ends, and then they throw bubbles, and they got tight ends that can block. I questioned it, but I understood. So, sometimes you do different things that we didn't execute it very well. But here's 3rd and 7. I was wondering why he didn't throw it here, but again, because teams are doing so much. Look here, how this linebacker is cheating. Then he's reacting to Loveland always. And that's what people are doing. They got a guy here, but they're not giving these guys as much attention. So it gets back to that same stuff. And here he is defended. Look, he's a good player, but We got to find other guys. So this kid made no mistakes. Again, here's what I'm talking about. They got tight ends out here blocking. They like to spread the field a lot, and then they'll get the mismatch, with this kind of stuff, just killing your safety with tight end. And Danny, the rules changes. These secondary guys can't blow out the knees of the big guys blocking them anymore.
And
but
that's
still, missed the ball.
And he was a safety that was back. Now, he's got to play nickel, and he's playing up close there because of the injuries.
Yeah, but still, this is still fundamental, just poor coaching, poor player. You got to be outside, man. Make the guy come here. Linebacker's right here. What would it have been if he kept the ball inside the defense? Why are you taking? That's just terrible. Poor. That's everybody, man. That's Wink. That's the secondary coach. That's the player. It's just terrible. My high school guys know not to do that. You can see the size of these dudes. Again, we didn't lose to some lamb chops. They went and got some players, and they're big, and they were moving guys.
Yep.
Are we playing technique in there? It's hard, man. Getting pushed around a little bit, but that's 2nd and 1. 3rd and 5. A lot of spread. They don't play with a lot of tight ends like we do. Denny, they play with tight ends, but they like to split them out, and they do a lot of that. We like to bring our tight ends and run. Keep letting Barry keeps letting these guys get inside goals on them. You gotta watch this guy here. He's not letting them get inside position on him. He's taking away Sarah's taking away the inside, Denny.
Yeah, that's Page.
And that's not happening down here. Why are you lit? Because he jukes him. The other angle shows you what he did. He's pumping outside and he's working back inside. It's got to get coached up. We've been looking at it now for 9 games from some of these guys. This is good stuff by them. This is deceptive stuff. They influence, false pull a guy, and then they just come back and throw the bubble. And these are running plays, and they do a good job with these athletic linemen. I hated defending this play. This is tough, man. This is tough. And they get these big athletic dudes out here, and they block it. Probably got away with a clip there. We get a chance. We get them stopped here, 3rd and goal. It would have been a huge momentum thing, at least. And Denny, in my opinion, this guy right here, this dude right here.
Yeah.
If I'm in charge of the referees, I'd have fired that guy instantly. I'd fire him today. What the hell are you looking at? Where are your eyes, man? Okay.
Well, he looks like he's looking right at the play. He looks like he's in a great position. He looks like he has a great angle. He's not too close. So the questioning why he didn't see the ball drop is very valid.
I don't. Anyway. And then, dude, whoever those guys are, whoever those replay guys are, somebody should be fired. Seriously, you're supposed to look at every angle. Sherrone Moore did not make a mistake there, Danny, because every touchdown is supposed to be reviewed.
Right.
Okay, and he's not supposed to challenge him. Somebody should be fired, and they should say, you know what, this dude right here who had the final say that gives the referees the thumbs up to go to the extra point, that guy should be fired. Terrible.
Well, it's protection. Sometimes the refs, they look like they're right in perfect view, but they're human, so you understand.
That's fine.
I'm saying,
maybe he is blocked. Maybe he is blocked.
Your point, Scar, when you have the ref in perfect position and he's looking at it, and then you have replay, and we watch replay so much where things are like, I don't really know. It could go either way, and the fans think, of course, it's this way. But, then it goes the other way. You actually have a play that replay would have been really easy. It would have taken an 8-year-old if you say, hey, look, did that ball hit the ground or not? They'd say, yeah, that's irrefutable video evidence. And they're the ones that have the angle. So they must, what that's the part where you talk about human error. I can almost get, even though that guy was in perfect position, he was looking right at it. I don't know. But I don't understand how they could sit in a replay booth.
Yeah, the dude's in the box. That's what I'm talking about. That guy should be fired.
Somebody,
Anyway,
somebody's reprimanded,
yeah, whatever.
suspended.
Okay. Terrible.
Okay.
Terrible.
Fire 'em. All right, Scar. I'm with you there. I'm with you.
Anyway, just terrible.
It was
This kid has a good arm. Our guy has a good arm. And you just look at the plays in this game. This is why I want a guy that can move. Just a little bit of feet makes the difference here, stepping up in the pocket. Their guy did it to us many times. A little more athleticism in the feet. JJ did this 100 times. Just step up in the pocket. You got two blockers right here. We got two guys right here. Step up right now. Step up with some feet. But it's just not there, Danny. It's just not there. And that's why I said if I'm coaching college football, I want a guy that can move. I'm not recruiting guys that can't run. This is a great play. This is why you cover those kicks. And our guy makes a hit, gets him to drop the ball. Right here. 39, I think that is.
Yeah, 39 came out and had a really couple good plays. He took the opening kick and ran it back 39 yards, I believe. Nice job. Then he got hurt. Taylor.
Okay. Anyway, huge play, momentum. Got to cover those kicks. Fired up. Ref screwed us. So here we go. Let's get it going, man. They made a mistake. That's the only mistake they made all game. I heard they were really loading up on our run, like most people here. They're 6-1 here, down and distance is 2nd and 10, and we do get a good. This is well executed. We block them, we move them a little bit. Donovan has the play well blocked. Guy kind of shoots down in there. But we did execute some things, and you'll see how they really try to cheat and get extra defenders in against us because there's just some receivers they really don't honor that much.
Hey, Scar, you're saying that they're playing, that's a heavy run box. Does Michigan, like a lot of times, if it's just simple for the fans, if I was looking at that, I would audible into a pass play. I would say,
we got guard, tackle, tight end. We got two, we're in a heavy formation. It's fine. They got 7 guys in the box. It's a legitimate, but the question is, how quick are they sneaking these guys up? Or are they sneaking these guys up too to get that 8th guy? Because this is, 7 is about appropriate for what we have. We got guard, tackle, tight end, 2 tight ends over here.
Yeah.
So it's expected. It's a fair defense from the onset. But on the snap of the ball, what do they do on the snap of the ball? Are they getting extra guys in there? But we block it. And, we had some good things that we blocked. This is a good job by Mullings here. Good job getting them reached. This is the stuff why I really like backs that can block. Huge. We get them reached in, gives our quarterback a chance. I mean, there's nothing there. Anytime, that's why you always hear me yelling, when the quarterback gets outside the defense. Well, we get them pinned in. And our guy makes a play, man. Our quarterback makes a play. He throws this ball away from the defender, giving our guy a chance. That was a hell of a play by him, by Davis Warren.
He threw the flea flicker at Michigan State. That was right on the money, but he has made at least 3 plays where he's running to his right and then throwing back against the grain.
He throws this ball. He throws this ball over in here because he realizes where this defender is. Throw it away from the defender, give our guy a chance. It was beautiful. And that's a play. That's what we got to get. You're going to beat people like this. Receivers have to make great plays like that.
Yeah, that was great. I liked it.
Here's empty. They run a lot of empty. We just don't run much of it. But when you got a freaking laser beam guy like this, 2nd and 7, man, this is just a tough formation to defend when you got a kid like that back there and those kind of talent, linemen like this, receivers like that. We're in zone coverage. Wink was all over the place trying to mix it up. And they found what we were in and found our weaknesses. And this is the little things that this quarterback does. He's just smart, man. We get him kind of boxed in, maybe a negative play, and he just throws it away. Guy's been playing for 6 years. And he made no mistakes. 0 mistakes that kid made. 0. Kid made 0 mistakes. Those are little things, and we hit him late.
Yeah, we did.
This back was something too. They got a couple backs in there that were fast, athletic. Danny, we got to, you want to beat these guys. It's one thing to outcoach them, but damn, you better out recruit them too, man, because they're bringing in some from freaking players. Look at this kid. Hausman lets him get outside. Got to take a better angle. He should be thinking left shoulder right here. Make him come back to the defense. No, he gets outside the defense, picks up more yards. He's a fast, athletic kid. 1st and 10. And we let, listen, I've been yelling at this for 3 years. 4 years now that, we don't coach these guys the way in my era. You never let the ball outside the defense, but McDonald did it, Minter did it, and Wink does it too. I mean, I would have got shredded. I would have got shredded if I did what this kid does right here. This guy right here, watch what he does. I would have got shredded going inside this kid right here. I'd have been on the bench, man.
Why did they do that now? Is the idea just say, see if you can get the pressure? You don't worry about them running.
Well, I get it. I understand it at times, into the boundary, but not to the field. I won't do that to the field with all this field out there. Let a quarterback run around. I would tell but on the sideline, maybe, down here, you follow me, Denny?
Yeah.
And then we're screwed up here too. We got these 2 linebackers. We're screwed up. They're both looking like they're biting on the back. See them over here? Mm-hmm. That's a mistake by somebody. And then who's open? One of them probably should have been on the tight end. And yeah, this guy's, let's see. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know if they're in man. But anyway, it's 2 guys on the same dude, lose contain. Bad. Nothing good happens when you lose contain. They looked at this play for 3 minutes, but they can't look at the other one. These guys are clowns, man. They looked at that for 3 minutes. These guys they're good offensive protection, man. It was hard to penetrate this pass protection. This was a discouraging drive here, man. They take it 95 yards.
Yeah, this was.
It's just a game of inches, too. We almost had him here on 3rd down then. Good tackle by Hausman. Just inches here, Denny. Inches. We make this tackle, they're punting the football. This guy, I thought maybe his knee was down. He just made it, man. That changes the game. But these aren't stiffs. These guys are athletes, man. Players got to make plays. You got to make plays in a big game. Their guy made a play. This is a great job by their center. We didn't hear Mason Graham's name much at all, did we?
No, once.
Yeah, their offensive line is good, and they're good. Watch, he does just enough. He bumps, and just you got to look at it real close. They're trying to get these 2. The center and left guard are trying to get Graham and the linebacker. That's it. 2 against 2, and he just steps enough, gives a forearm shiver with his left forearm, punches Graham. So now the guard can reach Graham. You see how the guard now has reached Graham? And now the center gets off on the backer, and they're just ripping us in there. Just, athletic, good play by them. Discouraging, man. Tough. I don't know what the hell. I kind of, this was a scheme or a situation, Denny. You're 3rd and 1, okay? The ball's on the 44, 45 yard line. You're thinking, okay, if I can get a negative play I can get them 4th and 2, 3. Maybe I get them punting the football. I'm thinking that's what Wink is thinking. Let's try to get them with a negative play, maybe get them 4th and 3, and they'll punt it. But this guy's technique is still, I don't understand what the hell he's doing. So he doesn't have no help. But still, I understand why Wink is bringing pressure. So Wink is bringing guys. He's bringing 5. And they pick it up real easily. But I don't understand why we're biting on this. We got to get better. Is Will Johnson going to do that? Him not being there. So that's a big mistake. But listen, Wink puts guys in. Wink is a guy that puts pressure on secondary guys, man. He wants to bring pressure. Here's the kind of athleticism at the running back position. Look at this guy. We got to win the portal, Danny. We got to do it. We got to be the best evaluator of talent, and we got to get them. I think Moore should come back. I think I thought for sure Big Derek Moore was going to be gone. I'm thinking he's probably a 5th round pick now. I don't know what they have, but I think he should come back. I mean, look at him here. He's losing contain. And then, take a better, Barry should know better. Don't bite on this fake. Okay, work out here. Make him come back here. You got at least have a chance with some pursuit. You got to know where your help is on defense. I like when we throw from run formations. We've always had success with this. 2nd and 8, 2 tight ends in the game. Just a nice pass throw. We get them. You get them thinking run with those formations. But I'd like to see us throw the ball to Klein a little more. Easy to execute.
Yeah, this was a nice drive.
This play here. This kind of stuff is. I like this stuff. It kind of looks like you want your trick plays to look like plays you run. You want them to look exactly like your running plays or other plays that you run. And this play is not that hard to execute, but it creates problems. We run it a lot. We do a good job with it, and we get a guy leaking out. So I like the trick plays that look exactly like other plays that are easy to execute. And you got to do those and some stuff like that in these games. And you talked about it, Danny. Their freak receivers are making catches all over the place, jumping all over the place. We got to have a freak too, man.
We needed this one.
I mean, it's a tough catch, but man, this is Michigan. We got to recruit, great players that make great plays. If you're going to beat these guys, the kind of athletes they have over here, and the money they got, and the players they're getting. This is a thrown well enough. You got to have great plays. You think those freaks at Ohio State are going to make that play? The receivers they got?
I don't know. When Michigan had it, Roman Wilson went up, and he's not any bigger than Tyler Morris, and he made that play against Alabama.
Yeah. That's how you win, man.
I'm with you.
We got this right. We got the kicker right.
Yeah. Too bad I can't keep him.
He doesn't have another year?
I don't think so.
And we get back to feet again. Look at the feet on him. We talked about this. What's the down and distance? 2nd and 8. Wink's showing some pressure. And look at it. Look at it. Just enough. Their guy just enough athleticism. Step up in the pocket. That's again, you got to know where your help is, man. You got to know where your help is. Where's your help? Your help is here on this side. You got nothing over here. The receiver sees it.
Yeah, that guy looks good there. This is a backbreaker.
Yeah, these guys they out recruited us at that position, man. They out portaled us, and they can't listen, man. Sharon sees it. He ain't gonna let it happen again, man. We just gotta have faith that he's gonna put the film on. He's gonna show Ward Manuel and all of our collectives and all our other people out there raising money. Say, look, this is what we're facing. That's what, if I was the head coach, I'd be showing them this film and these dudes and say, okay, look, you want to beat these guys? Well, we got to get these players, man. We got to have some freaks too. Let the damn ball outside the defense. He makes a freaking. I thought this might have been the makeup call for us because those linemen weren't too far. But Moore's got to get out here and try to get outside of this thing. I mean, these guys are, sometimes they're like 4 yards downfield. But look at this catch.
Yeah, that was a great catch. Why?
Do we have a guy that can do that?
No. What is Loveland might be able to. What's in the pros, it's a yard. Is it 2 or 3 yards with an alignment downfield? Why is that? What's the advantage of a lineman? Why is it a big deal that it's going to be?
It's just a rule. You can't have guys downfield on passes. It's an advantage.
Why not? Why is it an advantage?
Screens and different things. You did for screen passes.
All right.
Some of those things. And I don't know why the hell we didn't. I mean, I'm calling this out. I'm sitting there watching the game. I'm like empty. I just felt it was quarterback draw. I don't know what the hell made me think it, I guess, because this is a predetermined quarterback draw. They block it. They block it well. We got a little stunt on there, and they picked the damn thing up. It's almost like we had the perfect defense to slow this thing down, and they got guys that pick it up. We got a guy coming underneath, and that is a predetermined quarterback draw. That isn't nothing but that's a run play, and they motion them out, get you to widen out. And it's, I don't know. Something made me think that was going to be quarterback draw. Good protection here. We do the same thing. We pick up their stuff, give our guy a chance. I don't think our guy was running for his life much, was he? Davis Warren, he had time to throw, right?
Yeah, Davis Warren did a serviceable job.
Yeah, I don't think they put him on the ground. I'd like to look. I have to look at that. I don't think they put him on the ground much with pressure. This is a well-executed play. They ran this against us. We got Bredesen out there blocking. You got big guys blocking safeties and corners. This is good stuff. Link. Athletic kid.
Yeah, pass blocking's gotten better.
Yeah, here's a good protection again. They're bringing guys. We pick it up. We pick up their blitzes too. They blocked us. These guys are decent job by our offensive line here.
Yeah, this was a nice drive. This is something they can build on when they look at it. You get different guys catching the ball. You get the protection. I mean, it's not just 3 yards in a cloud of dust. I mean, you got a quarterback making plays. You got receivers making plays. This is a hell of a throw.
Yeah, it is. I don't know what he's thinking. If again, I guess. Well, no, I mean, Denny, you almost have to look at it. It's like, okay, it's 28-10.
Yeah.
Midway through the third quarter. It changes your thinking at times in terms of how risky can I be. But this kid has made some throws, and got to give him credit. There's good protection. He gets outside the defense a little bit.
You're saying you don't think he makes that throw if it's a one-score game?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know. I was wondering.
You got to put yourself in that position as a quarterback. But we're thinking we got hope, man. Okay,
yeah, they did have hope. Okay, Scar, this is where you get paid the big money.
All right, here's the deal, Danny. Here's how this plays out, because I've been there as a coach. All right, in the Illinois game, you heard old Scar yelling, what are we gaining? The ball's on the 50-yard line. The Illinois game, we had little guys out there, punt return team. They got these three big dudes over here, and they basically ran off tackle on us. They blocked the hell out of our little guys, right? For that fake punt, right? You follow me?
Why isn't an alarm going off right now? Why
hear me out.
Isn't J.D. Brown saying timeout?
I get it. Hang on. Okay.
Right.
So we have our defense on the field because 95 ain't on the punt return team. We got defensive football players on the field. Okay. Now I learned this guys will say, okay, keep the defense on the field, for safe punt. We called it safe punt.
That makes sense.
Okay. Well, what the hell does that mean? Because you got to coach that up. Because you don't know what formation, you got guys in different spots. What are you doing coverage wise when they're punting the football? You have to coach up. What are you going to do with safe punt? Okay, we kind of adjust here, but there's just no excuse for this. They got to know the rules. They got to know the rules that again, is this a head coach thing? It's obviously it's going to always get back to the head coach, but. Was Wink responsible for this because the defense is on the field? Is the special team coach responsible for this?
Yes.
But you don't put a guy over the center. Now, so anyway, yes, you guys bring up a good point. If somebody is really, those are the little things with winning and losing, Danny. If JB is up there or the defense, whoever the defensive guys are upstairs and they see this kid lined up right over the center, an alarm should go off. Use your timeout, man. Something.
Yeah, I think there was so much this is my guess. I think that there was so much eye candy and you got all this out there that JB Brown didn't see it. Wink didn't see it.
But Denny, look, this is something that you should have worked on this in practice. You should have worked on this in practice. That the rules are different when they're in punt formation. Okay, the rules are different. We can't put a guy head up on the center. Okay, so that should have been something that should have been worked on. It's not like that's the bigger mistake here is that this wasn't worked on in practice. It's not that they didn't recognize it through the court before the ball was snapped. So that's a mistake that should have been worked on in practice because again you got big defensive players in the game. We're not going to let these three big guys. Run a fake punt. That's why they got Brandt in the game. They got Big 95 in the game. So that way they can't run power play against little guys like they did against Illinois. So that mistake was made.
It hurts so much. Oregon, 3 and out. They get the ball to start the third quarter, 3 and out. Michigan gets those chunk plays that we just watched with the touchdown to Peyton O'Leary. It's an 11-point game. That drive stalls out. And Michigan's going to get the ball back, and then here you go.
Yeah,
that's terrible. A killer.
Yeah, Danny, but that play, this play right here was we got beat after the Illinois game. We would have worked on this. I guarantee you, we worked on it. Okay,
right. Yep.
And somebody dropped the ball. Okay, I don't know which guy it was, but somebody dropped the ball. And it's I'm not blaming the player. I ain't blaming the player. I'm sorry, but I'm not. Because I would never blame a player in that kind of a situation.
Did they have their regular defense in that?
The kid's in the game. They call the defense, and he's probably if they shift to a normal run from it, whatever. He's just told to line up, head up on the center, and it was screwed up. So I ain't blaming the kid. So that's that. We don't adjust well here. I don't like this adjustment. They got 18 dudes over here. Guard, where they got 2 at the top, and they got everybody else down here. Guard, tackle, tight end, back set this way. They got a bunch of dudes over here. We don't adjust. I mean, it looks like we're kind of adjusting, but I don't like the adjustment. They get angles on our guys here. They down block. Look at how they got angles down here to down block. That's too easy, man. So those are the little things. That's on Wink. That's all on coaching, man.
Yeah, that looked like a play that was.
I mean, listen, Denny. Listen, that's how we won last. That's how we've been winning the last couple of years. So
good personnel, good coaching. Yeah.
Yeah, we were the guy on offense that did all that stuff to screw with the defense. We crushed Manny Diaz in Penn State with all the informations, all that bullshit to get them misaligned. So that's that. Now here we go again. They run spread, they spread you out, and they run the football. This same deal, 2 versus 2. Now it's another guy that I think it's our one technique up here. Yeah, same kind of deal. They're, it's. Would
you have done something differently?
Yeah, we only got 5 guys in the box there. 2nd and 1, too much. I don't know who 16 is, Denny. Who the hell is he? But they're playing a lot of young guys. 25 is getting clock. 16 is getting clock. Who is 16?
16 is Edmund, Josiah Edmund.
What year is he?
Freshman.
Well, look how smart he is. I just talked about Barry, right? Taking letting the guy get inside of him. Look at the technique. He always keeps an inside attitude. His attitude is always inside of this kid. He's not buying on some weak fake. He's not biting on that fake. And now he's in what we call a trail technique. He's just trailing with inside relationship. You see that?
Yeah, nice. He did a nice job.
Yeah, so it's not brain surgery, man. Just, position your body in the right spot. Make the quarterback make a tough throw. Don't let him go inside. 3rd and 8 inches. Yeah, you look at this play, man. Again, you want to beat a good team. Sometimes you have to have a break. It's a hell of a play by both of our guys. Just a little more separation so he can come down sooner. But it's a game of inches. It doesn't happen for us.
Well, you got to survive the ground and catch. There's the feet. Oh.
Yep.
Sharon was asked again, and I asked Sharon about that today, and he said, because I was wanting to know about the operation and if anybody up in the booth knew the rule, to tell him, hey, that's because Danielson, you say whatever you want about it. He watched the review and he's like, that's not going to get overturned. The ball bounced right out. And Sharon said at that point he felt like the kid deserved a challenge. Kind of.
Yeah. Oh, whatever. That's he felt different than old Gary up. Gary ever call a play in his life?
He calls it a lot from the booth.
Yeah, he's whatever, man.
Gary's never been right about anything, but hey, that's kind of what
I get it, man. Anyway,
part of being a broadcaster, Scar.
Yeah, I get it, man. You get you're back next Saturday. Same thing, whether you're terrible or not. Anyway, we got to know what hand the quarterback is. There's no reason to lose contain here. This kid's a left-handed quarterback. Right now, you got to make a decision. When you beat your guy, they have a blown coverage. They are blown protection. They blew it. And we don't make them pay. They blew their protection, and we don't make them pay. This should have been a sack. Got us out of the woods. Got the ball back.
Yeah, this is what the NFL scouts are going to like from Gabriel. If you can get away from a guy that's beating down, bearing down on you like this.
Yeah, he's just athletic enough, and that we gave it to him. That's not. I don't look at that. I'm a defensive guy, Denny. I don't look at that as a good play by the offensive guy. I always look at things that we gave it to him. It's a bad play by us. We allowed it to happen. Just come on, left shoulder. He's a left-handed quarterback. They all want to escape left. That's a gift. Could have had him 3rd and 10, 3rd and 15. It's a good job by Mason Graham here. He just bull rushes this kid, and because we need to get a lot of this, man. They were not an offensive line to be pushed around. Anyway, nice throw and catch here. Confidence. This is confidence that both these guys. It's a laser beam, man. It's a well-thrown ball. Got to find a way to get the run game. 2 versus 2 again. This is well executed. Same thing, zone play. How we do it to them. We get those 2 guys blocked. Crippen's playing good football, man. He's the guy. He's going to be the guy. Does he have he has another year, right?
Yes, I believe he does.
I hope he should be coming back. A lot of guys back in that offensive line. Here's Orgy. Denny, did we ever have a negative play when he was running the when he was in the game? I don't think we did. I know you don't like it. I still think it's a good changeup. It gives them problems.
Yeah, well, the part that I didn't like, it gave me a problem, was that Davis Warren, it was in the first half when he came in on I don't know what he hits 2 nice passes. He's got a little bit of rhythm. He brings Orgy in and he runs for a yard.
Here's the deal, Danny. I'm looking at it from a defensive coordinator standpoint. This gives me a lot of BS to have to deal with. And let's just say, for example, maybe they're a little softer in their run defense, but good in pass defense. A certain team that we're playing. This package with him, I mean, I still think it's good. It might be more something that really is going to benefit us, but it's a headache for the defensive coaches to have to deal with. And look, we did throw the football down here one time, and they covered it. I think we have linemen that are showing run and pass because people are reading this stuff. He's in the game. I looked at the stances of some of our linemen. I mean, they're playing pass there when he was in the game. You remember the Washington game? I was yelling at Brant for not reading all the linemen that were out there, and they ran that fake throwback against them. Remember that play against Washington?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, he just hadn't played enough. Look at their guy. This is coaching, but he's a smart kid. I don't know who he is, how long he's been playing. He's a transfer guy probably, but it's 4th and 5. And he's just seeing something that don't look right. He's like, why is this guy trying to block me here? Okay. And then but he feels this guy leaking out. He feels Orgy leaking out. And instead of rushing and running over here like our guy did against Washington, this kid defends it. He feels that court. He said, that guy ain't supposed to be doing that. That guy ain't supposed to be doing that. Why is he coming over there? But this kid's a smart kid. And listen, I don't blame our coaches for trying to run this because
I do.
Stuff, what's that?
The play before the 4th and 7, I know Michigan runs it all the time like that. And but they look like they ran into a heavy box. I don't like Michigan running plays where, if they're playing the run, throw a pass. And a gadget play, down there when you have to have it with a guy that's never thrown a pass and you got your backup quarterback in there and it's all got to be perfect. They look like they only had one option, an Orgy. I don't know. What else was he supposed to do? Run it? I don't know. This thing didn't look look like.
Okay, so I'll assume you have a problem with Donovan Edwards throwing the halfback pass. You have a problem with those kind of plays too? Mullings,
I wouldn't have wanted him to have Donovan Edwards throw the ball on a 4th and 5.
Okay, so you're okay with trick plays when they work?
No. I think you made a good point earlier. Say you like the trick point, you like the plays that look like they're in the normal package. No, Scar, when it's down to it, and you got to have something. Do I want the game on Samaj Morgan's right arm throwing to a backup quarterback? No, I don't. If they would have said this is going to be the play we'd run, I would say, let's scrap that one. Let's try, hit me with another trick play that you want. And let's see if you can come up with something better than a wide receiver that's never thrown a pass, who's 5'10", throw it to a backup quarterback. I would have nixed that. If I was
okay. You know what's interesting about this play is whether I run it or not, for me as an offensive coordinator, I want to know who this guy is right here. You know, I really want to do my homework on him. And that's why you got these 30 analysts. You know, is he a smart guy? Is he an over pursue guy? Is he a lazy guy? Sometimes these plays don't work well against lazy guys because he'll just hang out over here. You want that over pursuing guy that is undisciplined, like what Washington had against us. Because this kid is smart. He's feeling it. He's seeing things. And, you know, we've done nothing. Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't work.
Orgy almost gets killed.
3rd and 5. Good move by Mason Graham, but we just can't get off the field, man. Can't get off the field. Is that the same guy getting beat on the inside? Same guy getting beat on the inside.
10.
It's like, you know, get in here, man. Make him throw an outcut. Don't give him the easy one. Got no help. You got no help in there. Whatever, man. Is that the secondary coach?
How about Samaj throws the ball where it's 4th down? He threw it up into the stands.
Yeah, you're right, Denny. You're right.
Give him a chance to go make a play. Or, you know, there was another guy that was covered. Throw it up.
Yeah.
Did you see Drake May yesterday?
Well, we see that.
Running around. Hey, just throw the ball. At least gave his guy a chance. I mean, I hated that part.
Yeah,
that's the part I hated the most.
We see NFL and college quarterbacks on 4th down thrown into the stands too. You know, it's like, what are you doing, man? You know, we lose contain here again, left to the left side.
Yeah, this is where that looked like a pro play. That looked like I was watching the NFL. Tell me what happened here. That looked like an NFL all the way, Scar. That play, number one, looked like a double move. Out of Michigan doesn't have anything like that in their playbook. And then, you know, the quarterback just makes an NFL throw here. This is all NFL stuff here. That's what it looks like to me.
Well, he's looking over here. But it's covered. We got a guy dropping into the slant. He probably was looking to throw the slant over here. But Wink had it covered here. He had a guy, you know, he had a scheme. Okay, but what do? We lose contain. Everything changes now because we decide to go inside this tackle. Why are you going inside of that kid? What the hell is that? Again, I would have been on the bench. What is that? Now you let him outside the defense and you make guys cover, and that was not a designed football play. We gave it to him.
Scar, not only is Michigan, so that both McDonald and Minter did it is, you know, that was a great point by you. Do you see other teams allowing?
Yeah, I do it. I do, Denny. I kind of understood when I've talked to some people why they do it. They figure that, well, you're going to keep the quarterback running. It's a different mentality than when I coached and played. But there are some guys that are still. I listen to Belichick talk, and Belichick still thinks old school like me. He doesn't.
Yeah, he does. I listen to him. Sometimes I think I'm sitting there. Sometimes I think, wow, Belichick and Scar sound a lot alike.
No, I don't compare myself, but I know I hear.
I wasn't giving you. I
hear him talk, and he's a little more old school. Because I love listening to him on Monday. Well, he'll like, why the hell are we losing contain? You know, you hear him talking.
Yeah, I do. I hear him say that all the time.
Yeah. He would say, what the hell's wrong with you, man?
Right. He wouldn't like this.
Yeah. I think some of that stuff, I think the last 3 coordinators all were from the same tree. And I think they don't see it as, I sure as hell ain't letting them escape to his left, a left-handed quarterback. Okay. I can see it on the other side. Certain situations, if the ball's on the hash, here's 2nd and 11.
Side. Yeah, to the short side.
I think Moore is playing hurt, Denny. I think Moore. I just don't think he's fully recovered. This ain't the same kid that we had the first 3 games of the year. So I hope he comes back. He's a better player than this. He's getting reached here. You know, that's just not the same kid I saw early in the year. So that's that. And winnable game this week, Denny. I remember playing at Indiana, and it was always half full. We'd have more Michigan people there than them. But that ain't going to happen Saturday. They are out for blood. All those close games that they've lost to Michigan the last 10, 15 years, you know. But our players
It's
have.
weird. It's weird. I mean, it's just it's a weird thing thinking about that. You know, the Bloomington is a hornet's nest, and that the Hoosiers are over a 2-touchdown favorite. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to, you know.
Yeah, it's hard to comprehend, Danny, because of where we've been the last 3 years. Like I said, you know, we've been, you know, 3 championships in a row. We're sitting here 5-4, and we're 14.5 dog at Indiana. Are you kidding me? Who saw that coming?
No, and I feel like maybe I'm too close. I feel like my first reaction is I'm taking Michigan with that many points. You know, maybe that's not a good. You know, Indiana. I was betting on them early in the year and some overs, and I was winning, and then all of a sudden I thought I went the other way. I thought, oh, that's too many points to give Nebraska. They beat them by 50. I fell into the same trap this last week. I thought are they just going to go on the road and, you know, blow out Michigan State, or they're just going to take those 8, you know, smash them in half? And the answer is yes. Now they're at home. 14.5 seems like too much, and I like Michigan. I feel like I'm in some kind of Hoosier trap that I can't get out of, and the Hoosiers are just, you know, making everyone pay.
Hey, man, go out there, play hard. We'll see if there's going to be some bodies that start to drop. Some of these early round pick guys. Well, that's kind of what I'm interested to see
on Michigan side.
Yeah, you know, when is that going to start happening? If it's going to happen, but I hope not. Let's just keep the faith, Denny.
Hey, what would you do? What if you were Mason Graham? Let's say you were Will Johnson. What would you do? Those are 2 guys. With Colston Loveland, you know, he's having a great year. He wants to keep going out there and playing football. What would you do? Those are the 3 guys. Give me your thought.
You know, Denny, these guys got lawyers, they got agents, and you've got loyalty to your teammate. But it's so common now. You know, it's just such a different deal. They got, you know, I don't know. I can't answer it. I can't answer it because I know you got loyalty to your teammates, guys you've been battling with, and that would be hard to walk away from that. You know,
I think if you're Will Johnson, you broke your finger, you know, whatever you did to your shoulder, you separated it. Now you got this banged up ankle. You know, to me, I get if you're not 100%, are you going to try to fight through all that and go out 80% because, you know, yeah, you love Michigan and everything else. But if I'm 100%, if I'm Loveland and Mason Graham, I feel like I'm going to go out there and I'm going to play. That's all. Unless I get hurt.
So we'll see, man. But Denny, I'm over and out. Go Blue. Let's go get the Hoosiers.
There he is, Jim Scarcelli. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We'll see you over on the Maize and Blue review on the Den. Join us by going to michigan.rivals.com. So long, everybody.